Today, we're talking about 5 reasons why you should grow a hydroponic garden. Hey guys, this is Lisa. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about 5 reasons why you should be growing a hydroponic garden. Come on along. Number 1, no soil. You don't need to buy any soil. You don't need to buy potting soil, any of that stuff. So it's pretty cost effective. We all know that gardens in soil need all these nutrients, and sometimes you have to add amendments to your soil because you don't have all the nutrients that you need to grow something. Some plants also rob the soil of different nutrients. So what ends up happening is your plants in soil end up sending out their roots very far so they could seek out the nutrients that they need. Not in hydroponic system. In a hydroponic system, you have the water in the bottom of the jar, and because of that, your nutrients are all right here, so the roots grow straight down. That's the root system on this baby bok choy. Number 2, it requires less labor. A hydroponic garden requires minimal labor. So if you had this whole small greenhouse filled with hydroponic growing, guess what? You'd only need 1 part-time worker to take care of that. And that's really to check water levels, see how things are doing. Not much labor at all. Pretty low maintenance. We chose the Kratky method of hydroponics, which does not require any filtration or aeration. All you have to do is mix fertilizer and water to the appropriate ratio and then keep it at the bottom where the roots are in it. That's it. It's that simple. Number 3, hydroponic growing conserves water. So a lot of people think that you might use more water. You don't. With these here, I'm not throwing out any of the water in these jars. The water is literally, some of it is evaporating, and other than that, I just add in a little more so that way the roots are in water like they should be. The jars are painted black so that way you don't have algae in your water, so the water is able to stay in there and not have to be tossed out because it went bad. So that's a really big benefit. 98% less water is used for hydroponic growing than a traditional garden, believe it or not. Number 4, faster growth rate. Did you know that hydroponic plants grow at a rate of 30 to 50% faster than typical traditional gardens in soil? It's unbelievable. I planted these baby bok choy on February 10th. We've already got 2nd level of leaves, and we're waiting to look for the fruit itself so we can have a good harvest. So that's what's really exciting. Also, as a part of the faster growth rate is higher yields. You get higher yields from plants that are grown hydroponically than you do in the garden soil. And so that's a really important factor in number 5. Number 5, increasing your self-sustainability. What do I mean by that? I'm in South Dakota. We have a very short growing season. And so you heard me right. February 10th, I planted these, and last week we were in negative 30-degree wind chill weather outside, and it was brutal, which means that my home is also a lot cooler inside because I have a pellet stove. But with a heating mat and a full spectrum light system, I'm growing vegetables. So that's really cool. I don't need to rely on the grocery store for everything. Now, I can't grow everything in my hydroponic system like this. However, let me tell you some of the things you can grow. You can grow herbs. You can grow lettuce, spinach, kale, a lot of the faster growing items. Now, if you are going to grow, say, tomatoes or cucumbers, that would be a little more challenging. Now, it's possible, but I'm going to limit our video to just the smaller items. But let me tell you why. If you are growing tomatoes or cucumbers that take a longer time to grow, what will end up happening is these jars will not be large enough. You need a much larger container so you can have at least 2 to 3 inches or more of water, and also a container that's going to accommodate the entire root system. So Down the line, I may try tomatoes in the house with 5-gallon pails or 55-gallon drums. But for right now, I'm sticking to this because this is what's so easy to do. The other thing you can grow in this system are microgreens. Microgreens are very popular nowadays, and they're a very small plant. A lot of them are fast growing. So you'd be able to grow microgreens in jars like this using the Kratky method, and they would do great. And over here is the Bok Choy that I talked about growing. This is a variety called Milk. It is a baby Bok Choy version, and we are growing this hydroponically. And you can see that all the plants are doing really well. Some of them are shorter than others. I actually had the jars the reverse way, and I believe that's because my pellet stove is right there. So what I did was I rearranged my jars and I flopped them in the opposite direction, so that way if the ones over here are getting a lot of heat are doing better, now they will all get some uniformity in heat. However, so far this experiment is going really well. Last year I grew lettuce all year round in my home, and in the summertime I did not need the heat mat. I only had the lights, but because it's cooler outside, I do have the heat mat going. So that way the roots get that stimulation and the water's a little warmer. All right, let's recap. 5 reasons why you should grow a hydroponic garden are: no soil, requires less water than traditional gardens, conserves water, faster growth rate and higher yields, and increases your self-sustainability. So you could be in an apartment and growing hydroponically. What have you grown hydroponically? Have you ever tried to grow using a hydroponic system? Have you succeeded? Have you failed? Leave me some comments down below. I'd love to hear. And if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell because it really helps us to grow. And have a great day. Take care.